A very good evening to everyone, all the chairman, vice chairman, principal, STNC, and all the teachers. Uh, uh, Today's our resource person, Mr. Bikram Kumar Parmanik. He is the vice principal of Valley Public School, and brief about the topics and uh, about the resource person, Mr. Badal Kumar Mandal. I'm going to invite Mr. Badal Kumar Mandal. Sir, please give the brief introduction of the today's resource person.
Thank you, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please
Okay,
proceed, sir.
sir. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Namaste. My name is BK Mandal, Principal of GM Public School, Gomo. I heartily welcome one and all present here. I feel extremely privileged and honored to be given this opportunity to welcome all the distinguished school heads, principals, vice principals, STNCs, and all the delegates present here. Especially Sir Jubin Bose, principal of SGD Modern School Chirkunda, who always been a source of our inspiration and motivation. There is Sir TK Sinha, chairman of JKSM Sahodaya Dhanbad, who has always guided us whenever we have any kind of confusion in the field of education. Sir Vasudev Mahato is the vice chairman of JKSM Sahodaya. He has always been my sweet fellow, guide, as well as critic. Even I had like to show my gratitude to Sir Pranesh Solomon, chairman of GODDA PAKUR, SAHEBGANJ Sahodaya, and Sir Laldhar Yadav, vice chairman of GODDA PAKUR cluster, as well as principal of Kendriya Vidyalaya, with the most energetic lady, Mrs. Anna Mark, secretary, Women's Cell of GODDA cluster, as well as principal of Bethel Mission School, GODDA, including Sir Bibhuti Datta Mohanty, secretary of Dumka cluster, as well as principal of Delhi Public School, that too deserve gratitude. It's my privilege to address you all together under the Confederation of Jharkhand Sahodaya, as well as great honor to introduce today's very talented and energetic with helpful resource person, Sir VIKRAM PRAMANIK. He is the vice principal of Valley Public School, PATLABARI, as well as a reputed English faculty at VPS, and also secretary accounts in our Sahodaya, JKSM. I personally impressed and quite fascinated with the last session. Really, it was impressive session by Bikram sir. Today's topic that Bikram sir has chosen will be very interesting and relevant, and that is teaching styles and teaching models. Now, without taking too much time, I request Bikram sir to take charge for the entire session. Bikram sir, now the stage is yours. Bikram sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. We proceed.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Badal sir. Thank you very much. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We continue.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for giving a lovely introduction of mine. The way that you have introduced me, I don't think that I deserve, but because I am very new in this field. But after all, again, a very big thanks to you. Thank you very much, sir. So a very good evening to all the principals, vice principals, STNCs, and the teachers. Namaste to all. Big thanks to Sir Jubin Bose, Sir TK Sinha, Sir Vasudev Mahato, Sir Pranesh Salaman, and Sir Pradipta Mukherjee for making this wonderful online training platform for all of us across many districts together under the Confederation of Jharkhand Sahodaya. and for giving me an opportunity to conduct an online training session as a master trainer. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much to all. Today's topic today's topic is teaching styles and teaching models. But before starting today's session, I would like to raise some questions which we all must understand at first. Why is it important for teachers to have an effective method of teaching? Why? We must understand why. Why is it important for teachers to have an effective method of teaching? Teaching methods, let me explain something at first. Teaching methods are the broader techniques used to help students achieve learning outcomes, while activities are the different ways to implementing these methods. Teaching methods help students master the content of the course, learn how to apply the content in particular contexts. Next question, which is quite relevant, and we must understand what is the importance of having good qualities of a teacher in a classroom. What is the importance of having good qualities of a teacher in a classroom? Good teachers can identify the individual learning needs of their students while also creating lesson plans that cater to their academic styles. For example, some students may learn best in a lecture classroom, whereas the other students are better able to grasp information with hands-on learning opportunities. Which style? The next is, which style of teaching is the most effective in the classroom? We have so many concepts, different opinions are there, but which style of teaching is the most effective in the classroom? There's a difference and different opinions of other teachers. Sorry. Experimental learning is a great teaching method because it encourages creativity. I repeat once again, experimental learning is a great techniques or great teaching method because it encourages creativity, helps students learn from mistakes, fosters reflective thinking, and prepares students for future experiences. It can be effective for several subjects, especially during science experiments, sports coaching, and group projects. What is the problem with the traditional teaching method? Why? We must understand the topic that today I have chosen, that is quite relevant. Teaching styles and teaching models. But why? What was the wrong with our traditional teaching method, or what is the problem with the traditional teaching method, traditional teaching system? I'm not telling that the traditional teaching system or the method, the old system was very awkward, bad. No, not at all, because everything has everything has the both positive and negative sides. But what was the problem, or what is the problem with the traditional teaching method, that we have to understand. Since it is not personalized, children can't initiate learning on their own. They can't learn in the way they like or that interests them. As a result, children don't find joy in learning. The first one. As a result, what happens? Children don't find joy in learning, which is quite important. Traditional classrooms don't give fun learning experience to children. So we have to keep in our mind that the traditional system and the traditional classrooms are not bad at all, but some drawbacks are there. Traditional classrooms don't give the proper joy to the students, don't give the fun learning experience to the students or to the children. What was the means what was the old method of teaching? Just 2 lines more about it, and then we will enter directly to our today's topic. The old fashioned way of teaching was all about recitation. For example, students would sit in silence. For example, students would sit in silence while one student after another would take it in turns to recite the lesson until each one had been called upon. Traditional education is the study of culture, traditions, and customs, while modern education, I repeat once again, that the traditional education is the study of culture, traditions, and customs, while modern education teaches students to improve their skills. In traditional teaching methods, students learn through memorization skills, while in modern education systems, students learn through human environment interaction. Human environment interaction. This is quite important. That's why that we need to improve our skills. We need to improve our daily classrooms skills, and we have to interact with our students in a new style and the new models. And those techniques, those models, those everything we are going to discuss today. So I'm not going to train any teacher sitting over here or any principal, because I don't deserve for that. But I'm very lucky that I got opportunity to share something that I have, or that I have gathered the resources with you all. That's it. So, so teachers, in the previous time, or while you were doing your B.Ed classes, during that time, you must have studied. Okay. In the previous time, you must have studied about teaching instructions and pedagogy. You must have studied about teaching instructions, teaching techniques, and pedagogy. In today's training program, we are going to discuss about different concepts which are related to teaching, just like teaching styles and teaching models. Just like teaching styles and teaching models. So let me share my screen at first. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. It is coming.
Arvind sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Sorry, teachers. Sorry, principals. Because I'm having little problem in my throat. That's why there's a little cough problem, and sometimes my sound chokes. So please, sorry for that. So we are talking about teaching styles and teaching models. So today's presentation is overall. Just a minute. Today's presentation will focus on significance. Just a minute, I'm getting some problem. Okay. So today, in today's presentation, we will focus on significance of teaching styles and teaching models. What do you mean by teaching styles? What do you mean by teaching styles? Basic teaching styles. What is the classification of the teaching styles? and what are the factors that affect teaching styles. Then we will discuss about the suggestions, how we can adopt effective teaching styles. We will make some suggestions for that, and then afterwards we will discuss about teaching models. What are the features of a good teaching model? What are the fundamental elements of teaching models? What are the benefits of teaching models, and how the teaching models can be classified into different categories or different families. So this will be the overall structure of today's presentation. So let us start with the teaching style. What we mean by teaching style? What we mean by teaching style? You know that teaching is an activity. You know that teaching is an activity of influencing others. Teaching is an activity of influencing others. That means we teach in the classroom to influence the behavior of the learners. We teach in the classroom to influence the behavior of the learners. A teacher has to be effective in his or her teaching to make it influential. That means we must make our teaching effective so that the behavioral changes among the learners can be brought about. Now, the teaching includes many aspects. Teaching includes many aspects, many facets of teaching are there, and which includes the teaching styles, the teaching content, teaching methods, teaching techniques, teaching strategies, and classroom environment, etc., etc. So these are the facets of teaching. Moving for the next slide. Now, what do we mean by teaching style? What do we mean by teaching styles? First, this word is comprised of two words. You must understand that this word teaching is comprised of two words: teaching and teaching styles. Teaching and teaching styles. So moving for the next slide. First is that we know that teaching is an act of
Sir, your voice is not coming, sir. Maybe participants, maybe some network issue is there. So wait for the few minutes. Just he's going to join very soon. Sir, wait for a few minutes. Some network glitch is there, so he will join quickly. Give some time. I've just talked.
What's the problem, Mr. Arvind?
Sir, some network issue is there, sir. So just now I have a call.
From where it is? From our network or Mr. Vikram's network?
Sir, becomes as network.
Oh. It will be clear or the
No,
problem
no.
will
Just now he is coming, sir. Just now he has called. I have called him. He said that I'm coming just now. Some means suddenly happens, network issue. At the meantime, I would like to inform all the participants that they will submit the uh, attendance link or the time, and don't submit it after the time. Before the times or within the time, you have to submit. And whatever the training is going on, you noted all the things, whatever the resource person is going to be discussed here. At the meantime, anyone can be asked for the question or like that. So keep the pen and paper with you ready. Kamal sir is there. Kamal sir. Yes, Kamal sir.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Any
Hello,
message you
sir.
want to be give, sir? Yes, sir.
Hello,
Any
sir.
message you want to be give? Yes, sir. You are audible. Any message you want to give?
Any message, sir?
Any message you want to give to your participants, like for the attending the program or like that? So you can proceed. Vikram sir will take few minutes.
Oh, actually, sir, I am not in the position of the. Okay, I am somewhere,
No, no.
just listening.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, with the audio only, you can proceed. No problem with that.
Okay.
Mr. Arvind, Mr. Arvind,
Yes, sir.
can you collect the PPT from him and start from your end?
Yes, sir. Just that I'm telling. He will join with the mobile. Actually, means Wi-Fi some problem is there. So I've
Vikram,
said that just join with.
Vikram can listen me.
Yes, sir.
So if it is possible to share the PPT to Mr. Arvind from his network, from his
Arvind
normal
sir has
network.
PPT. Sir, if my video is not visible, then it's okay, sir, with the mobile.
Why not? Actually, screen has to be shared. You have done it by laptop,
Okay.
tab, mobile, whatever
Arvind sir.
it is.
Yes, sir. Come.
Okay.
Come with your
Minimum
audio.
screen
I am
style.
sharing the PPT. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm just telling you the number of the PPTs.
no. I am already shared. Please, sir. Please proceed.
Hello, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Okay, sorry teachers, due to some internet issue, actually, it is the first time that I'm facing such problem in my home. I'm using a very fast Wi-Fi internet. Okay, Wi-Fi internet, but this is the first time. I think today I was feeling very lucky that I got chance to give a proper training to all of you. But see, the misfortune came also. Okay, so sorry for that, but I'm going to continue. And The technical person, Arvind sir, is helping me for the presentation. So meaning of teaching styles that I was talking about. Uh, so first I was talking about that teaching is an. Arvind sir, please the next slide. Okay, thank you, sir. So first, teaching is an art of imparting knowledge through systematic procedures, or we can define teaching as sharing our experiences for psychological and intellectual growth of individuals. Arvind sir, next slide, please. Now, what we mean by teaching styles? Teaching styles are the general patterns. Teaching styles are the general patterns these are created by the teachers using a particular set of strategies, or these are set of teaching tactics. So teachers, you must understand what tactics means. Tactics means these are the strategies which are used or employed by the teachers in emergent situation. Then in the classroom, or the teaching style refer to the teaching methods and strategies plus use of certain rhetorics. And there is no best teaching style. It depends on the classroom situation. Which particular teaching style will be the best in that situation, that we have to understand. Arvind sir, next slide please. Now we can classify the teaching styles. Now we can classify the teaching styles. The teaching styles can be classified into main three types. These three types are basic teaching styles. Basic teaching styles. First, Arvind sir, next please. First is directing teaching styles. First is directing teaching styles. And the second is, next slide please, discussing teaching styles. The next is discussing teaching style. And the third is the third is the delegating teaching styles. So first is directing teaching styles, second is the discussing teaching styles, and the third is delegating teaching styles. So talking about the first, Arvind sir, next slide. First, the directing teaching style. In this teaching style, the teacher is more active and the learners, the students are the passive listeners. In this style, the teachers are the more active and the students are the passive listeners. The teacher plays a more role than, and students try to understand. Students try to understand the concepts or the direction, follow the direction given by the teacher. Next slide, sir. The second basic teaching style is the discussing teaching style. Second is the discussing teaching style. In this discussing teaching style, the students have the freedom. The students have the freedom to share with their teacher. The teacher raises the questions in the classroom and students try to find out the answers with discussion. The peer group learning is more enhanced or emphasized in such type of teaching style. The delegating teaching style, this teaching style is used by those teachers who wish to empower their students. In this, the assignments, either the group assignments or the individual assignments, they are given to the learners and they work either in the group or an individual basis and try to learn something. So the teacher's role in this type of teaching style is to empower the students, to delegate them the powers to work either independently or in a team manner. So these are basic teaching styles. Next slide, sir. Sorry. Now we can also classify teaching styles as from style A to style J. Now we can also classify teaching styles from style A to style J. Style A. Next slide, sir. Style A. Arvind sir, please, next slide.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So here we will talk about the many styles. Style A to style J. Arvind sir, as I will
tell you style A, style B, style C. Continuously, you have to give the present the slides. So style A. Style
Okay.
A is a command teaching style. Style A is a command teaching style in which the teacher makes all the decisions. In this style, the teacher makes all the decisions pertinent to the teaching learning process. Style B. Now, style B. Style B is a practice teaching style. Style B is a practice teaching style, which includes that students carry out teachers' prescribed task. The teachers prescribes the learning task and the students carry out those tasks. The next is style C. Style C, which is reciprocal teaching style. Style C is reciprocal teaching styles. In this teaching style, the students work in pairs. One performs and other students or the peer group provides the students feedback about their work. The next is style D. The style D, it is self-check or self-evaluation teaching style. It is self-check or self-evaluation teaching style. The students try to assess their own performance and how they assess their own performance against certain parameters, against certain yardsticks, or against certain criteria which are fixed by the teachers. The next style is style E. The next is style E. Style E, that is inclusive. In such type of teaching style, the teachers plan and the students monitor their own work. In this type of teaching style, the teachers plan and the students monitor what they have done, whether they have achieved or whether they have achieved the objectives or not. So in this style, these are the things. Next is style F. The next is style F. Next slide, sir. Style F. Thank you. Style F is guided discovery style. Style F is guided discovery style. In this, students solve the teacher set human problems with assistance. That means the teachers set the problems for the students and students solve those problems. And if they acquire the assistance or the academic input or the support from the teacher, that support is provided by the teacher to the learners. The next style is style G. Style G, it is divergent teaching style. It is divergent teaching style. In such type of teaching style, the students solve problems without assistance from the teacher. That means students work on their own to solve those problems. The next style is style H. Style H is individual teaching style. Style H is individual teaching style. The teacher determines the content, what is to be taught in the classroom, and the students plan the program, how that teaching learning process will be followed. It is to be planned by the students. The next teaching style is style I. It is learner initiated. It is learner initiated. Now, the students in such type of teaching style plan their own program and the teacher acts as an advisor. Here, teacher acts as an advisor. Teacher advises the students. You can go like this, or you can follow this strategy, or to achieve the learning objectives. So this type of suggestions or advices are given by the teachers. And the last teaching style, which is very, very important, is style J. Style J is self-teaching learning style. Style J is self-teaching learning style. It means what? In this teaching style, the students take the whole responsibility. The students take the whole responsibility, takes the full responsibility for the learning process. That means all the responsibility of the learning, how to achieve the learning objectives, the whole responsibility lies with the students. So this is another classification of teaching styles. You can assess when you are in your schools what type of particular teaching style were adopted by your teachers at the time. It may be possible in certain content or in certain subject. A particular teaching style from style A to style J has been adopted by the teacher, or in some other content, another teaching style had been adopted by the teacher. Sir, next slide, please. Now, what are the factors? What are the factors which affect the teaching styles? Many factors are there that affect the teaching styles. First, Arvind sir, next. First, thank you. First, the teacher's mastery over the content matter. The first is the teacher's mastery over the content matter. If we are master of our content, if we have strong competency in our subject matter, definitely will adopt those teaching styles which are more learner centric, where the active participation of the students is more emphasized. Then the second is there, the teaching skills possessed. No sir, the previous one, let the previous, yes. Then the teaching skills possessed by the teacher. If you possess better teaching skills, if you possess enhanced teaching skills, you will definitely adopt such type of teaching style where that particular teaching skills are required. Then the learner's psychology. Then the learner's psychology, the third one, learner's psychology. A teacher must have understanding, the knowledge about the learner's characteristics, the individual differences that lies among the learners in the classroom. If you have a better understanding about those characteristics, those individual differences, you will definitely follow a better learning style or better teaching style to enhance learning among the students. Then how to use different current teaching strategies or different methods. What type of strategies or what type of methods are available with you, what type of knowledge and understanding you possess about the teaching strategies and methods. It also decides that which teaching style will be adopted by the teacher. If you are aware of a particular teaching strategy, you will definitely adopt a teaching style corresponding to that teaching strategy or teaching method. Then you can see on the screen the technologies available with you to support your teaching learning process, or the teaching learning material available with you in the institution to support your teaching learning process. If you are conversant, the last one you can see, if you are conversant to use that particular technology or TLM, that is teaching learning material, you will definitely use such type of teaching style that will enhance the teaching learning process, that will help you or provide you support in meeting out the learning outcomes or objectives. So these are the 5 factors which affect the teaching styles. Now, how you can adopt effective teaching styles? How? The next slide, sir. So here are some suggestions for you teachers. Here are some suggestions for you all. Next slide, sir. Yes. First, see over your screen. First, there must be a clarity. There must be a clarity to the students and the teachers about the content to be taught. The clarity should be there. It is very, very important, teachers. Okay. So there must be a clarity to the students and teachers about the content to be taught. What is to be taught to the students? That should be clear. What are the instructional objectives that are to be achieved by the learners at the end of the lesson? That must be clear. This must be clear to the students as well as the teachers. And if these are clear, you will definitely adopt an effective teaching style. There must be clarity in the teaching learning process. There must be conciseness, that you can see over the screen in the slide. There must be conciseness. The teaching should not be a vague process. It should be a comprehensive process. You must be very comprehensive while teaching in the classroom. And if you are concise, if you are comprehensive in the classroom, you will definitely adopt an effective teaching style. Then, as a teacher, you must be ready for an unexpected situation during the teaching learning process. Yes, we always have to be active and ready for facing an unexpected situation during our teaching learning process, because whatever we plan before entering the classroom, whatever we Sir, am I audible? Arvind sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, you
So-
are audible. Please.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. So we have to be ready. Why? Because always whatever we plan before entering the classroom, it is not sure that the same situation will occur or will exist in the classroom. So any unexpected situation can be there in the classroom. So during the teaching encounter, you must be ready to face those unexpected situations, and accordingly, you have to be ready for facing unexpected situation in the classroom, and accordingly you can adopt a particular teaching style in means immediately. Then a teacher must be very confident. The teacher must be unbiased. The teacher must be impartial and should provide equal opportunities. The teacher must provide equal opportunities to all the students for the participation in the teaching learning process. That means you have to reduce the chances uh, you have to reduce the chances of marginalization of the students in the classroom. So if you will adopt these suggestions, if you will adopt these suggestions, You will definitely become an effective teacher. So, teachers, till now we have discussed about the teaching style only. Now we have to discuss something different. Arvind sir, please, next slide. Yes. Now another concept which is related to teaching. Now another concept which is related to teaching is teaching model. That is teaching model. What do we mean by teaching model? Next slide, please. Yes. Thank you, sir. A teaching model. A teaching model is a blueprint. A teaching model is a blueprint. It's a plan, or it's a design of teaching. It's a plan or it's a design of teaching. It's a blueprint of the whole teaching learning process that will go inside the classroom, or that will happen after entering of the teacher within the classroom. Or teaching models, they can be defined as the prescriptive teaching strategies, how the teacher will go in the classroom, what strategy the teachers will follow to make the students understand about the content matter. These teaching models can be considered as guidelines for designing educational activities also. So these teaching models can be considered as guidelines for designing educational activities. What particular educational activities sorry, what particular educational activities are to be followed or to be carried out in the classroom relations? These are the guidelines. These models are the guidelines which particular activity can be followed in the classroom. Then it is a teaching model, which is a plan for creating, which is a plan for creating the suitable learning environment or a conducive learning environment for the students in the classroom. So a teaching model is a blueprint. Okay, so the teaching model is a blueprint. It's a plan of action. These are the prescriptive teaching strategies, and it is a plan. It is a plan for creating suitable learning environment in the classroom. So these all are comprised of these teaching models. Now, what are the features of a good teaching model? Arvind sir, next slide, please. Yes. Now, what are the features of a good teaching model? First, any teaching model is said to be good and effective. It is very clear. If it is interactive in nature, that means there are chances for the students and teachers interaction. There are the opportunities for the learners to interact with one another. There are chances for interaction between the students in the content. A good teaching model should be viable in identifying students' strengths and weaknesses. That means such strategies, prescriptive strategies or plan should be like this, that must identify what students have achieved and where they are lacking, or where they have not achieved the learning objectives. Then our good teaching model should help for the better performance of both teacher and students. That means a good teaching model is that which helps the teacher to perform better to make his or her teaching effective, as well as a good teaching model is that which helps the students to perform better, to show better learning outcomes. Arvind sir, next slide. So, next I'm talking about the three. The good teaching model should have psychological and philosophical, and it is complements the content. It complements the content. A good teaching model should have philosophical and psychological basis, and it complements the content to be taught. What we mean by the complementation of the content? That means it enhances the content, the objectives of the content, or the learning outcomes. They are made clear through a model or through that plan of action to the teachers and the students, and through that clarity, the teachers and the students can perform better. So a good teaching model can complement the content which is to be taught by the teacher in the classroom situation. A good teaching model then a good teaching model should always help in creating an interesting and motivating learning environment. That means a teaching model should be like that. It helps such learning environment in the classroom which enhances or which creates interest among the learners, which motivates, which generates a curiosity among the learners to learn further. Then a good teaching model should be like that, which helps in developing creativity, which helps in generating innovative ideas, which help in bringing expected behavioral changes among the learners. So a good teaching model should be interactive. A good teaching model should be interactive. It should create interest among the learners. It should be motivating to the students. It should develop creativity and develop innovative ideas and bring expected behavioral changes and promote the teaching as well as learning among the learners. Next slide, please. Sir, yes. Now, what are the fundamental elements of a teaching model? What are the fundamental elements of a teaching model? There are 6 fundamental elements of a teaching model. First is focus. Second, you can see syntax. The third is principle of reaction. Fourth is social system. Fifth is support system. And the last, sixth is application in evaluation system. Now, the focus means objectives, why we are going to teach a particular content in the classroom. Focus refers that what are the instructional objectives, what are the objectives of the teaching. So the focus refers to the objectives of the teaching, or these are the instructional objectives. Symptoms. Syntax means, the second one you can see on your slide. Syntax means structure of the teaching, how the teaching learning process will be carried out in the classroom. Syntax is a structure. What will be the role of a teacher? What type of activities will be carried out in the classroom? What type of teaching activities and what type of work is to be carried out by the students? These all are included in the syntax part of the teaching model. The next is then principle of reaction. You can see the third one, the principle of reaction. What will be the role of a teacher? Whether the teacher will be more active or the students will be more active. How the students' participation will be ensured. These all fall under the principle of reaction. Then the fourth is the social system. It refers to a relationship between a teacher and the students within the classroom situation. It refers to the reinforcements, how the reinforcement will be provided, whether there will be a congenial relationship, a favorable relationship, a good relationship, or the teacher will be authoritative, or it will be a delegating teaching style, or it will be a discussing teaching style, or it will be a directing teaching style followed by the teacher. These teaching styles will be will decide about the social system. Then the fifth element of the teaching model is support system. What type of strategies, what type of teaching learning material will support the teacher and the students during their teaching learning process? Support system will include the teaching learning material, the teaching aids, the technological aids that can be used by a teacher to support his or her teaching process, so that the learning objectives which fall under focus can be achieved. Then the last and the most important element of any teaching model is the application and the evaluation system. In which particular situation, in which particular content, in which particular subject the teaching model can be adopted, the teaching model can be applied, and what evaluation strategies, what assessment what assessment strategies can be adopted by a teacher to know whether the learning objectives have been achieved or not. These all fall under this element, that is application and evaluation system. Arvind sir, next slide please. Now, what are the benefits of teaching models? Seeing the time, I'm just taking some more minutes from you all teachers. Please give me some time and I'll finish the session very soon. Now, what are the benefits of teaching models? These are some benefits. There are some benefits for both the teachers and the students. Now, first, let us discuss what are the benefits of teaching model for the teachers, and then we will soon discuss about the benefits of the students. Next slide, please. Yes, the teaching model helps in planning and executing teaching by following a systematic approach. That means the teachers can plan and execute their teaching in a systematic manner. If he is clear about the teaching model, which teaching model he or she is going to adopt, then teaching model improves the quality of instruction. That means the quality of instruction or the teaching will be made effective if a teaching model is appropriately employed by the teacher. And it also helps in improving the students' participation in teaching learning process. The teaching model helps in generating or developing awareness about the students' learning needs, what the students require, and how the instructional teaching will impact them. This is also decided by a teaching model. And a good teaching model always helps in enhancing learning as well as the rate of learning among the students. So this is not only a benefit for the teachers, on other hand, the means for creating suitable in sorry, it is not only benefit for the means teachers, but also it is very helpful to the students. So it enhanced learning among the students as well as enhanced rate of learning among the students. It is also a benefit for the students. So it increases, a good teaching model increases aptitude for learning. It builds self-esteem of the students. They become more confident, they become aware of their weaknesses, they become aware of their strengths. Then the teaching model, if it is effective, it gives due place in recognition to learners' characteristics. That means the students' psychological characteristics, their social characteristics, or their intellectual characteristics, they are given a due recognition, a due identification in a good teaching model. And if those characteristics are given due place in the teaching learning process, definitely the teaching will be more effective. Then now, next slide, sir. Now, what are the different families of teaching models, or how we can classify teaching models? These are four major families or four major types of teaching models. First, first is personal model or classification of the teaching models on personal basis. Then the second is behavioral altering or behavioral change model. Then the third family of teaching model is social interaction model. And the fourth family of teaching models is information processing or information development model. Next slide, sir. And then there are hybrid of mixed models, which are the combination of these four families, which are known as hybrid or mixed model. Next slide, sir. Now, social interaction models. Under this family, group investigation model is there, social inquiry model is there, laboratory model is there. In behavioral altering or behavioral change model, means behavioral change models, direct model is there, programmed instruction model is there, practice based model is there. Then the third family is information development or information processing models. These are the three major models: Gange model, Brunner model, and Schumann model is there. Then personal basis model. Next slide, sir. Then personal basis model or personal models. This includes non-directive model, self-awareness model, creative model. Then hybrid or mixed model is constructive approach, that how we can construct knowledge through the experiences of the learners, or through constructing and compiling the experience of the learners. So this is hybrid or a mixed model combination of the previous four families. So these are the four major families of the teaching model. So teacher, I hope that you must have understood about the teaching styles and teaching models. So, sir, next slide. So, I wish to conclude today's discussion with the concluding remarks that if we wish to improve our teaching and for making our teaching interesting, effective, and a lively experience for the learners, we must have knowledge, understanding, and and skills to adopt an appropriate teaching styles or appropriate teaching model. But for that, we must take into cognizance, cognizance the nature of the content matter. That means the content matter must be taken into consideration while selecting a particular teaching style. Then the nature of learner, their intellectual characteristics, their social characteristics, they must be taken into consideration by the teacher while selecting a particular teaching style and a teaching model. And the resources which are available with you, or which are available with us, either in the school or in outside school, at our home, we can use those resources. Those resources must be taken into consideration by the teacher while selecting a particular teaching style and a teaching model for making our teaching effective in the classroom situation. So I hope you must have understood about the teaching styles and teaching models. So sir, next slide. And the last one, sir, please pass this one. Yes. So thank you very much, teachers. I hope you have understood the session. Actually, there was a technical error, but still I tried my level best. Whatever means I just prepared myself for that particular session. Now just I have done. So thank you very much, sir, and thank you very much, Arvind sir, for giving me the technical support from you. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you very much for the wonderful session, sir. Yes, of course, we can say that few minutes we have lost with the glitch of the technical issues, but overall the session was very good. Now I'd like to call Shrestha Chanda, the PGT English Bethel Mission School, Godda, for conclusion the training session. Ma'am, please.
Yes, sir. Am I audible and visible also?
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed, ma'am.
All right. The fact is, sir, it was very enticing, I must say. The fact is, though you had been happening to be in a very technical glitch, but I think that should not be a trouble in any way, because the fact is, we had been looking into each and everything so very carefully and very enticingly, I must say, that, sir, if you please stop it, I can share one slide. I'm trying to share it. I want to thank you, sir. Actually, I want to thank you in such a manner that because we were being absorbed and captivated absolutely, I must say. Sir, can you hear me all?
Yes. We can
I
hear you.
actually
We can
wanted to
see you,
share
but
the slide. I wanted to share the slide.
again. Yes, again you share, miss.
Yeah, because I would like to thank him actually. No, it's actually, I think again, a glitch has been getting on because I'm trying to share it. It is not making it possible. Anyway, sir, I will not take up much time because most of the time is being lost without any reason because we were having technical glitches. So the fact is, it was enervating, and I must say, sir, whatever the self-teaching and the techniques, what you have shared from A to Z, that was fantastic. I must say that we, the teachers, absolutely were being intrigued to have you on this particular platform, and I find it's quite enamoring and intensing in that fashion. So thank you from the areas of Jharkhand, Godda, and everywhere. Heartful thanks to everywhere, because the fact is, this is the way I think every one of us should be making it possible. That's how it is being always being shared like that sort. So of course, very big thanks to you and very big welcome on this particular area. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Now, participants, the attendance link is a chat box. Please go through that, and within the time, just see that your attendance is completed. Okay, so thank you, and thank you to all.